alert, I don't believe in sleep secrets, okay? While I wish that I could just hand you a magic wand and you would magically have a great sleeper, it just doesn't work that way. However, I do believe that there are some foundational puzzle pieces that are very important if we're wanting to improve sleep. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the 4 puzzle pieces that I take all of my one-on-one clients through because they are that important and that foundational. Also, stay tuned until the end because I have a discount code if you watch till the very end towards my sleep courses, so you're not going to want to miss that. Now, I like to look at sleep as kind of one big puzzle, okay? So when I'm helping families troubleshoot their issues, I'm looking at each piece of the puzzle. Is everything in place? It's great to have a piece here or a piece there, but the magic comes from when you put all the pieces together at once and you get that full picture working towards better sleep. So without further ado, let's dive into these 4 puzzle pieces that we're going to talk through. The very first one is sleep environment, and if you have followed me for any length of time, you know this is something I harp on. I can get a little annoying like a broken record, but sleep environment is truly so important, and I have seen it be so transformational. When families are struggling with sleep, sometimes all it takes is getting that sleep environment ideal and all of their sleep problems just magically go away. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen for every family, but I've seen it happen enough that I want to make sure that you have 2 non-negotiables, in my opinion, down pat. So the first non-negotiable of your child's sleep environment is it needs to be dark, okay? And I am talking very dark, and I'm not just talking about at night. That room needs to be very dark initially at bedtime, which is going to be more challenging as we get into the summer months here in North America. It also needs to be very dark in the early morning, and it needs to be dark at nap time. So if you are walking in your child's room and you are seeing light streaming in, you're able to make shapes out. It's not dark enough for sleep. So you need to find a way to make it darker. Aluminum foil is a great option if you are looking for something cheap and inexpensive and something that you probably have in your home. I love blackout easy window covers if you're looking for something more permanent that looks a little bit nicer. So I would recommend finding some kind of a solution. Typically, just your regular blackout curtains are not going to do the job because light is still going to sneak in around the edges. So make that room dark. The other non-negotiable for sleep environment is white noise, okay? White noise is a great buffer that keeps your child from being disturbed by noises in the house, noises outside, noises from siblings or pets. So when we're in a light stage of sleep, it's possible that we hear noises and that pulls us out of sleep. Our brain is always processing stimuli, and so if you don't have something masking those sounds, that can disrupt sleep. We also have studies that show us that we fall asleep quicker, we connect our sleep cycles better, and we just have better quality sleep when we have white noise. So darkness, white noise, that is your first puzzle piece. Get on that. That is the easiest thing that you can change. All right, the second puzzle piece that is very important is the timing of sleep. So with this one, we're looking at when you're putting bedtime. Is it too early? Is it too late? Is it all over the place? Does it correspond with your child's natural circadian rhythm? We're also looking at things like naps. Are they taking the right number of naps for their age? Are they taking too many or too few? Are they awake the right amount of time between naps, or are they undertired or overtired? So there's lots of kind of a balancing act going on when we're looking at timing of sleep. And I do have a resource that I have linked for you that's free in the caption below. So you can check that out if you need more help on timing and how many naps for your child's age. But that timing is so important. If we're trying to put down a tired who's overtired, they're not going to go to sleep easier. In most cases, they're going to fight sleep more. If we're putting down a child who's undertired, they're going to fight sleep more. So if you don't have that timing ideal, that can be a lot of the reason behind the sleep issues you are experiencing. And at the same time, if our daytime schedule is off, that is directly connected to our nighttime schedule. So a bad day schedule can absolutely cause more night wakings, more extended long wakings in the night, early morning wake ups. So it is all intimately connected. which is why we're talking about a puzzle here. The third puzzle piece that can make a huge difference is independent sleep. So by this, I mean your child's ability to fall asleep without outside help, without needing things that are outside of their own control. So for example, you being able to put your baby down awake and they drift off to sleep. And then that translates to them being able to settle themselves again at night. If they wake up and there's not a need like hunger or a diaper change, they're able to drift back to sleep themselves without having to signal to you and you having to come in and do your whole song and dance to get them to sleep. It also leads to longer naps because when they wake up after just one cycle, which is around 30 to 45 minutes, they're able to go back to sleep and connect and get those longer 1-2 hour naps, which are amazing. In fact, studies show us this. So they show us that babies who are put down awake in their cribs and fall asleep on their own, that they sleep longer. They wake less overnight, they take longer naps, and in general, they just get more sleep than their counterparts who are helped to sleep and then transferred. So I really like to just look at this as giving them a tool in their own toolbox so that they can regulate sleep themselves and they are not fully dependent on outside help like you or anyone else to help them sleep. If they need to sleep, they have the tools to do that rather than waiting for someone to come and help them with that skill. Now, with that being said, independent sleep can be hard to get to, especially if you're not really sure what you're doing. So that brings us to puzzle piece number 4, which is having a plan that you feel confident in and that you feel comfortable with. So I talk to so many families on a daily basis who desperately want to be putting these puzzle pieces in order, but they just don't know where to start. They're overwhelmed by too much information overload. They see conflicting things online and they're just not sure where to turn. And so anytime that they maybe have tried to change sleep, they end up getting mixed up and confused. They don't know how to handle certain situations. They don't feel confident that the effort they're putting in and the effort their baby is putting in is even making a difference. So they kind of give up and stop. And if you are going to be making sleep changes, you do not want to be in the middle of the night, which is the worst time to be making decisions. You don't want to be having to think through, okay, what should I do here? I don't know what the right response is. I don't know what's going to move us forward. I'm not sure what to do. That is not the place you want to be in the middle of the night. And if you have a partner, that will also cause lots of fights in the middle of the night. Trust me, I have been there before. So with needing a plan that you feel confident in and that you can be consistent with, that you're comfortable with, that is where I enter the stage. So I want to briefly talk you through my sleep coaching crash course, and it is geared toward 4 to 24 months if we are going to be sleep coaching your child, laying those foundational puzzle pieces and really working on that independent sleep piece so that we can improve their sleep and your sleep. That is where my course comes into play and can walk you through that so you do feel confident in what you're doing and that what you're doing is a proven system that works, that has worked for hundreds of families before you. Let me quickly take you behind the scenes of my sleep course so you can see each of the modules that are included in it. All right, so let's quickly look through my sleep coaching crash course. And again, this is geared toward 4 to 24 months. If you have an older child, I do have an older course that is set up a little differently because of the unique challenges that toddlers and preschoolers present. But if you're in that 4 to 24 month range, this is perfect for you. Let's kind of walk through these modules over here so you can check them out. We talked a little about sleep environment today in our YouTube video, but this course goes much more in depth. We barely scratched the surface. So you're going to get lots more in-depth info on making that sleep environment ideal. We're going to talk through sleep props, which are basically just the ways that your child needs help to fall asleep. So we have to understand what those are before we can work towards that independent puzzle piece. Then this breaking the habit loop. I love this section. It's kind of like a psychology 101 section. Just a little snippet here for you, take you back to high school psych. But if we're going to be changing habits, we need to understand some of the psychology behind it so you feel prepared. And then that leads us into the crying section. We talk about crying. I have a video in this section that really dives into how we can reframe the way we think about crying, what kind of crying to expect, all of that good stuff. You have your bedtime and nap time routine section. Obviously, that is an important piece as well. And then we get into the sleep coaching method section. This is a section a lot of parents ask me about. I walk you through 4 different methods that you can use, so you can choose what feels most comfortable for you, and it walks you through step by step exactly how to apply that method. Then we get into wake window schedules, which has to do with that timing of sleep we talked about, so that we make sure we are maximizing their sleep. We're offering sleep at the ideal time for them so that we're setting them up for success. And then this day-by-day plan, this is one of my favorite parts. So when I walk clients and course students through the process of sleep coaching, we don't just go bam and do everything right on day one. It is a gradual approach. So we start at bedtime, we add in night wakings eventually, we add in naps, and this day-by-day plan tells you exactly what to do on what day, which is just so helpful for you. So you don't feel like you're trying to do everything at once right away. We also dig into night wakings and night feedings with a little more specific instructions on how to handle those challenges if those are challenges you're facing. These daily pep talks, this is something else I'm really excited about, really proud of. I have a daily audio message for you for each day of the plan. So you can see all 10 days as you are making changes, you have an audio message, kind of like a pep talk to listen to. And this can be really helpful if you're struggling. You can hear me kind of walk you through, this is normal if you're experiencing this. This is what to expect. Families tell me they love having this little bit in their ear as they go through the process. And then there's just more extras down here at the bottom. I have sleep log templates for you. If you have a child in daycare, we go over some daycare tips, a huge facts section where there are tons of questions answered. And then down here at the bottom, you also have 2 bonuses. So a nap transition guide to walk you through each of the nap transitions that your child is going to go through in the future. So you have that as kind of a future resource. And then my early waking mini course is also included in this. So if you get through this process and you're still struggling with early wakings, this is super helpful for you to troubleshoot what you need to adjust, what could be causing the early waking. So there is a quick little overview of everything you get in this course. I hope that this was helpful. If you guys have questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I would love to answer those for you. Okay, as promised, since you watched this video and you made it all the way to the end, I am giving you a discount code for my sleep coaching crash course. If you use the code YouTube15 at checkout, it will save you $15 off your purchase. So enjoy!